Making effective decisions is challenging, especially in a team environment. Different viewpoints, personalities, and leadership practices can all affect the value of working together. Among all potential issues, the biggest problem involves groupthink. This activity is detrimental to collaboration because it limits a team's ability to think creatively and produce accurate decisions. Furthermore, individuals will become less engaged and satisfied, among other things. If you've ever experienced groupthink, you know how terrible it feels to be constrained from speaking your beliefs. While teams have great potential for success, leaders need to recognize the symptoms of groupthink to maintain an innovative yet positive work environment for their employees. We analyze the various signs and explains how to avoid them. What is groupthink? Irving Janis authored a book titled Victims of Groupthink in 1972 that explained this theory and how devastating the consequences can be. In short, a team can adopt ideas over time that has caused them to focus solely on reaching an agreement. As a result, the members are determined to stick with their current course of action and disregard any alternatives that could be beneficial to consider. Although the group may be heading in the wrong path, they remain consistent during meetings because the fear of conflict or offending a member is evident. Groupthink is the most severe type of cohesion and is more likely to occur when a group values cooperation and teamwork. Real-world examples. A devastating result of groupthink occurred leading up to the explosion of the Challenger space shuttle in 1986. The night before liftoff, engineers advised management to postpone the space shuttle's launch because they were concerned that the O-rings might fail in the chilly temperatures. Unfortunately, pressure from upper management and previous postponing led NASA to disregard the engineers, and 7 astronauts perished. Investigations were conducted to identify all responsible parties. However, it was revealed that members repeatedly redefined their thoughts on risk to minimize the issue, despite significant evidence of possible dangers in previous meetings. Likewise, several other catastrophes have occurred due to groupthink, such as Enron, the Iraq War, and the stock market crisis of 2008. The symptoms of groupthink. It's increasingly more challenging to identify the symptoms of groupthink until an unfortunate event has occurred. However, if leaders can identify them early on, the results will make a positive impact rather quickly. Here are the signs to look out for. Everyone in the group has the same opinion. An idea that develops over time where every member holds the same view while focusing on cohesiveness. The group is incapable of error. Also known as invulnerability, most members believe they are immune to danger, which gives them some comfort regarding evident threats. As a result, a team takes extraordinary risks. Avoidance of conflict. A group can see disagreements as unhelpful or counterproductive. Because of this, they avoid personal assumptions or doubts to keep harmony. However, it's detrimental when members withhold their views because they lose crucial brainstorming needed to make effective decisions. Pressure on individuals. Members are frequently expected to conform, and those who don't are negatively viewed. This tendency puts extreme pressure on any individual with opposing ideas. Disregard. Warnings to protect others. This happens when an individual disregards complex topics to comfort others and hides problematic information or indications that the project is unlikely to succeed. Poor leadership. Because organizational issues are so diverse and intricate, various leadership styles are needed. However, a manager must be adaptable to decide on proper conduct from one scenario to another. Managers who have too much control over a group can influence many ideas generated by members, causing the decision to be censored. To combat this issue, a leader should develop the most comfortable behaviors while assessing the scenario. Stereotyping. When certain viewpoints are present, group members may think differently about the person and even ignore them for those beliefs. As a result, critical information or ideas can be missed. Excessive optimism. Positivity is essential to maintain during any challenging project. However, when a team is too confident or optimistic, that interferes with judgment, causing members to take unnecessary risks. Other disadvantages of teams. Besides groupthink, certain aspects can be just as problematic. For instance, holding meetings for every minor issue can be highly ineffective. This is because employees will find it difficult to differentiate between crucial and pointless topics, and eventually appear absent. While it is clear these meetings are unsupportive, many individuals worldwide have heard phrases such as, "We usually have meetings during this time," or "It's standard practice to discuss this topic." How to avoid the symptoms of groupthink? As stated before, it can be highly challenging for a manager to recognize the symptoms of groupthink. For this reason, managers need to take specific steps during a meeting. Take your time. When making a decision, avoid committing or locking yourself into a viewpoint early in the analysis phase. Instead, managers who start discussions with curiosity and ask for various thoughts will likely introduce an open debate and pave the way for a practical decision. Be open to feedback. Although it is customary to defend an opinion, intelligent managers will encourage their employees to disagree. However, criticism should be used for ideas and not a person's self-worth. Otherwise, it may need to come from an outsider that is less prone to conformity. Take the devil's advocate. Roman Catholicism is the source of the phrase, devil's advocate. A devil's advocate used to be selected to plead the case against a person recognized as a saint when the church hierarchy discussed the matter. When a team elects an individual to play devil's advocate, the person is tasked with supporting one alternative and challenging the others using the constructive controversy approach. Each thought is given throughout the conversation before the other participants raise questions and contest any generalizations. Finally, group members collaborate to outline the benefits and drawbacks of each choice, the stepladder technique. This practical approach starts with two individuals in one meeting, outlining individual solutions. Once they have agreed on the topic, a third person is added to the conversation. This participant offers suggestions or ideas which are then debated. After completion, another member is added, and this goes on until everyone is involved. Once all members are present, they collaborate to make a final decision. This strategy is highly effective because all members have enough time to think about the issue, allowing the group to cover every possible answer without discouraging one. Nominal group technique. This technique is beneficial for avoiding the domination of opinion by encouraging members to participate if they've been hesitant in the past. This process is done by giving each member a few minutes to explore and write down ideas. Once completed, each person gets an opportunity to present with no discussion or questions from others. How to structure your meetings properly. Although everyone agrees that agendas are crucial, only 37% of business meetings have one. Depending on the situation, a schedule may be optional. For example, agendas are frequently unnecessary when 2 or 3 employees gather informally for a short meeting, or when there is just one evident topic to cover. However, some managers believe agendas to be mostly unhelpful. This is because of the time and skills it takes to plan. As a result, many managers would prefer to run a poorly structured conference, and that's when we see the symptoms of groupthink appear. So, here are some tips to focus on when developing an agenda. Focus on the topic. People must first be aware of the subject and have a clear understanding to take the appropriate actions. When creating your agenda, state the topics being discussed because participants can formulate pertinent questions for the discussion. Determine the why. Each item on the schedule should have a clear purpose for those in attendance. Doing this will help members become aware of when and how to engage. You can even add a notation to the agenda if any preparation is required, such as document review or data collection. When should the meeting be? Several considerations should be made when determining a meeting time. Any cultural, organizational, or temporal restrictions can have an impact. However, certain times are better due to time zones, competing activities, and afternoon tiredness. Therefore, it's best to oversee a digital calendar so you can see everyone's schedule and make times accordingly. Final thoughts and considerations. When it comes to groupthink, there are various reasons why it happens. But most often, individuals who disagree on topics don't represent themselves out of respect, and want to avoid upsetting the connection of a group. As a leader, it's crucial to recognize the symptoms of groupthink by structuring your meetings properly and giving enough autonomy for individuals to speak. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.